Hello students, today we are going to study about chapter 13, that is drinking water. We know water is very important for all of us, but water exists in three different forms, that is solid, liquid and gas. In solid form, ice, liquid form, water and gaseous form it water vapor. Where does this water on the earth come from? There is a continuous movement of water between the land, water bodies, and air. Two processes are involved, that is, evaporation and condensation. On rainy days, we see puddles of water on the roads. When the sun comes out, the puddles of water disappear. Why do you think this happens? Where does this water goes? When water is heated, it changes to become water vapor, and this process is called evaporation. When the weather is very hot, more water is evaporated. This water vapor cannot be seen or touched. It is a gas and mixes with the air. Water evaporates faster when it is windy. Therefore, wet clothes dry faster on windy days. Next, on cooling, water vapor changes back to water. This process of water vapor changing to water on cooling. This process is known as condensation. Dewdrops we see on leaves on winter mornings, they are also an example of condensation. And if further the water is cooled, it changes into ice form. That is the process of water, liquid form of water, changing to ice, that is solid form on cooling, is called freezing. Water cycle. The water cycle refers to the continuous movement of water on above and below the surface of the earth. Due to heat from the sun, water in river, lake, pond evaporates to form water vapor, which rises high in the air. And when this water vapor comes in contact with cool air, it condenses and it forms tiny droplets. These droplets join the atmosphere and it forms clouds. When the clouds become heavy, these water droplets fall on the earth in the form of rain. This process is known as precipitation. When it rains, the water bodies fill up again and in the hot sun start to evaporate. The whole process, it repeats again and this process is known as water cycle. Next, we know that 70% of on the earth's surface is covered with water, but there is 70% water is available on the earth, but only 3% is fit for drinking, which is found in rivers, lakes, ponds. But it is the water in the rivers, lakes and ponds, they are often polluted and they are not fit for drinking. It contains germs, chemicals, garbage which are harmful for the health. Water from the freshwater sources is slowly becoming polluted. So even the water that reaches our homes through taps, it is also not clean and should be purified before drinking. So how this purification process is done? Water purification is a process of removing germs and other impurities which is present in the water to make it fit for drinking. Before the water reaches our houses through pipes, it is first treated in water treatment plants. Several steps they are followed to purify the water. First, sedimentation. Dirt, mud and sand present in water is removed. First of all, water is collected in a tank and is left undisturbed for few hours so that dirt, mud and sand, it settles down at the bottom of the tank. This process is known as sedimentation. Decantation. The cleared water, it is passed into another tank through pipes. Filtration. Clear water is passed through filters or filter paper made of sand or coal. Clean water that trickles through the filter, it is collected, and this process is known as filtration. Chlorination. In this step, chlorine gas is passed through this filtered water so that the harmful germs which is present in the water, it is killed. When all the four steps have been carried out, the clean water is pumped into the overhead tanks and from there it is supplied through pipelines to our homes. Water pipelines, they also need regular maintenance As the pipes, they often get rusty or develop leakage, which makes water unsafe for drinking. So drinking water that is not clean might cause diseases like diarrhea, dysentery, cholera and typhoid. Next, we know water is very important for all of us, and there is shortage of water also. So water conservation is very important part. With an increase in population, the demand for water is increasing. So fresh water is available to us in limited quantities. So we should use it cautiously. Even the underground water levels are decreasing day by day, leading to the shortage of water. So water conservation is very important, and the careful use of water is known as water conservation. So there are some ways to conserve water. First of all, repair any leaks in and around taps. Do not keep the tap open while brushing teeth. Instead of a shower, use a bucket and mug to take bath. Use limited amount of water to wash clothes. Use a bucket of water instead of a hosepipe to clean vehicles. Water plants early in the morning or late in the evening to cut down the loss of water through evaporation. Use the leftover water in bottles to water plants. Store rainwater in buckets and use it for washing or for cleaning purposes, because rainwater harvesting, it is also a very good method of reusing the collected water. So this was all about this chapter. Bye bye. Thank you.